Hi everybody, this is Preston Erler from Webvantix, and talking about social media marketing, something that's really becoming all the buzz recently with so many businesses out there looking for the almighty client and client acquisition becoming really the target of so many service industries right now because quite simply there are just so many companies out there all vying for the same client that if you talk to anybody back who's worked in the 60s and 70s, they've never seen competition as fierce as it is now for that one all-important client. And I think that what's interesting is that at this time in history, we've really seen an explosion in social media marketing because simply of the internet. Now, we all knew social media marketing before the internet was just known as networking, but now it's all being done online. And I've got a couple books that I think that I've recently read that I think would be of great help to anybody who's looking to wade into this territory. Gary Vaynerchuk, who is from WineLibrary.com, recently wrote Crush It. I think it came out back in the summer, as a matter of fact. And Crush It essentially talks about his taking their wine company, Wine Library, from a $4 million company back in 1998 to a $50 million company, and he puts a lot of the emphasis on why that happened, not only on service, which is very evident in some of the stories that he tells in his book, but also specifically on utilizing social media marketing and what he does. And also, I find Gary very interesting because he's a no BS, no excuses type of guy. He wanted to come and take this company from one level to the next, and he's done exactly that. And I think that Crush It really gives a good overview of what businesses really need to be doing right now to get their brand out there. The second book I think a lot of, and I think a lot of the author as well, is The New Community Rules, Marketing on the Social Web, which is an excellent book. It was written by Tamar Weinberg from Mashable. And one of the most interesting things that I found while I was reading this book was that I had a question that I wanted to ask Tamar. And I think one of the most interesting things that's happened to me in social media marketing happened to me when I decided to go ahead and ask her this question. And what I did was, she has her email in the book. I emailed her one afternoon, probably at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. And within about 10-15 minutes, she emailed me right back. I was stunned. And I think that what's really interesting is that in her book, she gives us an outline for how to really act on social networks. And I think that's very important because we see so many people that go right for the jugular, right for attempting to make the sale. Immediately when they get on there, they're twittering, I've got this, I've got that. And I think that that's really lost on the people that are on these networks. As a matter of fact, I saw a Twitter that she had put out that said that she was really getting hammered by both friends and other people on Facebook, and she was getting tired of it. And that's really the genesis of some of what your thought process has to be when you're on social media marketing is that you want to spend a lot of time being very altruistic, and that was a word that Tamar used. And I thought that was a great word because if you're focusing specifically on making a sale or yourself, then you're going to lose out and people aren't going to follow you. And they're going to lose interest if they do follow you. So think about that as really what the theme should be that runs through any social media marketing seminar, no matter whether you're a large company or a small company. And I think that what's really interesting in her book, which was absolutely fantastic, it gave a lot of ideas, it gives a lot of websites to take a look at. But the stories about some of the larger companies that joined Twitter and things like that were stories that weren't about selling product, but were about really, like Gary talked about, building your brand. And that's essentially what social media marketing is for. It's really, as Seth Godin puts it, the long tail sale. It's something that's going to take a lot of work and take a long time, but over time, the results that it can yield are spectacular. The thing that anybody who is interested in this process has to get out of their mind is that they're going to land on any one of these social networking or social media marketing platforms, and they're going to be successful right out of the gate. That's just not going to happen. It does take a lot of work. I'm Preston Erler from Webvantix. I hope you enjoyed the show.